Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Chi Stitches. So today I'll be showing you how I made this Maxi stretch shirt dress with button placket and also sleeve placket and sleeve cuff. So if you're interested, make sure to watch till the end. So the first thing I did was to fold my fabric into four, but I first folded across the width side of my fabric to get two folds. Then I folded along the length of the fabric in order to get the remaining fold. This is because I'm working with a length of gown full length of 60 inches and more. So I want to make sure that the length is enough for what the measurement I'm working with. I will cut open this close end so that I can separate the front piece from the back piece. Then I mark the shoulder to bust measurement, which is 12 inches, and then the shoulder to waist measurement or the half length, which is 18 inches. And I will mark the same measurement here so that I can draw a straight line on these points. Then from the waistline, I come down by 10 inches for the waist to hip measurement, and I will draw a straight line there too. Then the next thing I do is to mark 3 inches for my neck depth and 3 inches for my neck width. And for that point, I came in by 8.5 inches, which is my shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus 0.5 inch sewing allowance. And then I come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope and join that with a straight line to the neck point. Then from the new shoulder point, I come down by 8 inches for the armhole depth, and I will draw a straight line there to join to the shoulder, and I'll also draw a horizontal line at that point, which can also be the chest line. And I forgot to make the neck curve using the measurements I marked earlier, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm making use of my curve rule. To make the armhole curve, I first mark my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches sewing allowance at the chest line. Then I divided my armhole depth, which is 8, into 2 to get 4, and at that point I come in by 0.5 inch, and then I will use my curve rule to join these last points to the shoulder in order to create the armhole curve. Then at the bust line, I will mark the bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches sewing allowance. I decided to add 2.5 inch extra for a slightly loose fit. Then I'll mark the waist measurement divided by 4 plus 2.5 inch sewing and loose fit allowance, and the hip measurement divided by 4 plus 2.5 inch sewing allowance too at the hip line. I will mark the same hip measurement all the way down to the hem. I will join all the points with a straight line down to the hem, just like this. Then to create the shoulder yoke or overlap, since I'm making a shirt dress, I will come down by 1 inch from the shoulder, that is for the front piece, but then I added 0.5 inch sewing allowance before I cut it out. Remember, this is just for the front piece. To cut it out, I first cut out the neck, then I cut the shoulder, and I stop there. Then I will draw down the front piece a little so that I will have some space at the back piece. Then for the back piece overlap, I come up by 1 inch from the front piece shoulder, and I'll draw a straight line there. For the neck, I just replace the 3 inches neck width we had in the front. Then for the neck depth, I come down by 1 inch, and I will use my curve ruler to make a neck curve there. I will cut everything out, both the front and back piece. Remember, you can add as much allowance as you want, but the most important part is the chest and the shoulder part. Then I'll move to making the bottom placket. Then to create the chest bottom placket, the first thing I'll do is to measure out how long I want my placket to be. I'm working with 12 inches here, and I'll mark that point. Then I'll cut open the center, like that point I marked, stopping at half an inch before the 12 inches I marked earlier, and I will spread my front piece open just like this. Then at that 12 inches line, I will make a straight line at that point And from the center, I will come out by 0.5 inch from both sides. And to complete the cut, I will, from that 0.5 inch I stopped earlier, I'll make a diagonal cut to the 0.5 inch marks at both sides, and this is what I'll have after that. I cut the placket opening just like this so that I can easily attach the placket in one piece. You see what I mean in just a bit. So this is what I have after that, and if you cut it correctly, you should have something like that too. Then to cut out the placket itself, I folded my fabric into two and I marked a length of 14 inches so that when I spread it out, I'll have the blanket will be 28 inches long and the width is 3 inches. Then I will cut it out and mark the back side so that I won't forget. And next thing I'm going to do is to iron down my placket. Ironing is very important for a knitwork. It will also make it very easy to sew while sewing down the placket. So I first ironed down 0.5 inch from both sides of the placket, making it 1 inch, and then the remaining 2 inches I just fold it into two and iron that down. Next, I wanted this shirt dress to have fake pockets at the chest. So to cut that out, I folded a piece of my fabric into two and marked a width of 5 inches and a length of 7 inches and cut that out. So that when I fold the long part just like this, I'll have 2.5 inches. That is 2 inches as the fake pocket length and 0.5 inch as the sewing allowance. Then I'm going to come in by half an inch at the closed end just like this to make a curve. You can skip this part, it's not really that necessary. So this is what I have after that. I went ahead to cut out the side pockets. I have a full video of how to cut and sew a side pocket in my channel. You can access it through the link above, so make sure to watch that later. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out my sleeves. First, I fold my fabric into two using my cap depth measurement, which is my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 0.5 inch sewing allowance. Then I mark out my sleeve length, which is 21, and this 21 is minus the sleeve curve, which is 3 inches. Then from the open side of the sleeve, I will come down by 6 inches, which is my cap height, and with a straight line I will join that point to the tip of the closed side just like this. Then I will measure the length of this line and I will mark the center. I'll also measure each of the half and also mark their centers just like this. Then on this side I'll come up by half an inch or 0.5 inch, and on that side I will come down by 0.5 inch. Then I'll use my curve ruler to join those points in order to create my sleeve curve. Then next thing I'm going to do is to mark my sleeve measurement plus the sewing allowance at the sleeve length, and I'm going to join that point line to the cap's height point in order to create this full sleeve. Then I'm going to cut that out. I'm also going to use this sleeve as a template to cut out my second sleeve. I'll make a notch at the center just like this. Then to create the sleeve button placket, I will come out from the center by 5 inches like this, and I'm going to add half an inch also for the sewing allowance. Then I will make a notch there before I open up the sleeves. I will place both sleeves right side facing each other, and then from the one of the point we made earlier, I will come in by 3 inches towards the center, and from that point I will come up by 5 inches and I will mark the point there. Then on that line I will come out by 0.5 inch from both sides and mark that down. Then to cut it out, to cut it open, I will cut till I get to 0.5 inch before the 5 inches, and I will cut diagonal to those points we marked earlier. This is what I have after that. Then to start sewing, the first thing I'm going to sew down is the chest placket. I will place the placket I cut out earlier from one end just like this, and I'll pin it down as I move. And getting to the middle, I'll just pin it down and sew everything down very close to the edge. This is why I made the diagonal cutting at that center part before. Then after I'm done sewing, in order to make this center part look neat, I just arranged it well to create a upside down pentagon. Then I made a stitch there 1 inch above, following that shape there, just like this. Then for the sleeve placket, it's just the same thing with the chest placket. The only thing is that the placket is 2 inches wide. I folded half an inch on both sides and ironed that down. Then the remaining 1 inch, I just folded it into two and ironed that down. So I sew it down just like I did the chest placket. And this is what I have after that. I'll also do the same thing for the other sleeve, and after that I will stitch down the side using the 2 inch sewing allowance I left behind. Then for the fake pockets, I first sew it down at the wrong side all the way down, leaving this one side open so that I can flip it to the right side and iron that down well. I did this for both fake pockets. Then to sew it down from the shoulder, I'll come down by 10 inches. You can also make it 12 inches if you want if you want the fake pocket to start from the bust line. But I'm going to make my 10 inches because I want it to be on top of the chest. Then I come out by 2 inches, and this is where the pocket will start from. Then to sew it down, I just place the fake pocket at that line, and I will sew it down with 0.5 inch sewing allowance, and then I will fold it down this way and top stitch on it in order to have a neat finish. And this is what I have after I'm done with it. Very neat. Then for the back piece, I'm just going to cut out a small interfacing, just 5 to 6 inches down from the shoulder. Then I'm going to iron down 0.5 inches of this side of the interfacing at the wrong side, just like this, so that I can easily sew that down. Then I'm going to place the interfacing wrong side facing the right side of my fabric, and I'm going to sew it down just at the edge all the way round. Then I will place both the front and the back piece right side facing each other and sew down the shoulder with half an inch sewing allowance. And finally, I'm going to place my fabric right side facing each other and shape it down just like this. And this is what I'm going to have. Thank you so much for watching this video. In my next video, I'll be showing you how I attach the collar, the sleeve and the sleeve cuff. So make sure to watch the next video. Also, if you find this video interesting, please remember to like and subscribe to this channel, Chi Lim Stitches, and see you on the next one. Bye.